recording a podcast for tonight, and I usually do this. So if you guys are going to ask questions, which I want you to do a lot of that, we'll be recording that, and we'll have that for later, so you and other people can enjoy this conversation tonight. I don't do all the talking, and I don't know everything. Everybody brings something every Thursday, and we talk about that together. I'll go through a bunch of cool things that I'm following all week and that I'm doing in the crypto space. And I'm looking for you guys all to contribute a little bit and bring some love to the party. We have done a lot of things in the crypto space in a short period of time, and a lot of people look at me and they just see this guy, you know, in a Bitcoin hat and whatever. But we've gone deep in some major areas. We are working on a 10,000 unit mining operation right now in South Alberta. Things that we're up to out there in the commercial business space are pretty big and pretty cool, and the things that are coming to Alberta are pretty revolutionary. So we've got New York now funding projects in Alberta. We've got China sending product to Alberta and asking for an invoice later. There's a lot of cool things going on with our province and some of the media that it's gotten out there in the crypto space as well. Alberta, because of oil and gas, is looking real fine in the mining space. So put up your hand right now if you know what mining is. Let's see who knows what that is. Okay, cool. Put up your hand right now if you own some Bitcoin and have bought some by now. Put up your hand if you're totally a virgin and you have not. Cool. 3 in the room. Awesome. Thank you for coming. Thanks for being open-minded, by the way, too. So what most of the people in this room already know is they are participating in the decentralized economy, and they are involved in something that is what we call the future. So we're living a little bit in the future right now, and we're building it. And how we build it is with community, and that's why we're here every Thursday. This is what we do together, and we created a community in Calgary as well. 1,142 members, proud of that. We started at 0. This actually started in my living room. This started in September of 2017 in my living room with some friends. It got to a point where it got too big for the living room and the kitchen, and then we had to take it somewhere else. And we came here. This is our actual first spot that we came to. And we've had great success here. And we've met, well over 1,000 people so far in the space. And a lot of people come to Thursdays and they say, you know, I go to work and I have no one to talk to. No one knows anything about crypto. I've talked my girlfriend's ear off. My friends don't want to hear it anymore at Wings, right? So people have this kind of experience. And this is a place where you can talk about crypto. You can talk about what you like, what you heard in the news. You can ask some questions of the group. You can get some opinions from people. So this is a great place to come on Thursdays and discuss crypto everything. Okay? We're not all about Bitcoin, as some people think we are. I love Bitcoin myself. I'm an investor in it myself. That's my journey. You guys are sharing in that. If you guys love Bitcoin, great. If you don't, that's cool too. If you're in love with Ethereum or Ripple or some other coin that's out here, that's cool. Like, don't worry about that. We love all coins, okay? We love all people. So everybody's invited to participate in the coin world. My website, I've got a bunch of them, but the one that you guys can visit and book through and things like that is my Bitcoin investments. And I started that last year in September. Today I have bitcoinworkshops.ca as well, which is a little bit of a mirror of this for now. In the future, Bitcoin investments will change into a website where you all can go to and see what Canadian companies are offering out there in the crypto space of investments. How about that? That's a nice sentence. So eventually we're going to have, by the end of the month actually, we're going to have a new listing in here, kind of like a catalog, and you're going to be able to come back to this website and see what's going on in Canada, almost from Vancouver to Halifax in the crypto space, and who some of the players and some of the deals and things that are out there flying, okay? On the workshop site, you'll be able to book and do one-on-ones with us. So for some of the new people here tonight, you can come to our studio and we can work with you one-on-one. We can set up your phones, your iPads, your laptops, your wallets, and we work with you right from the beginning. Tonight, even after we're done the chats and all that, we can even help you guys with some wallets and things like that, just so you know that, okay? And if anyone wants to purchase Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin tonight, you can talk to me about arranging that as well, okay? But for the most part, we're out in the community helping people one-on-one. The goal of mine every week, every day, is to help you guys get more immersed in the crypto space. So I'm a good resource for all of you at some degree and some level, and you guys can count on me to support you on your crypto journey as well. On my website, I have a full page of resources. I direct you all to that. The podcast from tonight will be up on the link. You guys can come back to that and have a listen. Last week's was like 2 hours long. It was good, lots of information, lots of content. So we get to the wallets here. Bitcoin the holding of cryptocurrency and all of that is in a wallet. It starts there, square one, okay? And getting a wallet is just like downloading your Scotiabank app. It's just another word. I'll talk tonight in a lot of layman's terms, and some of the techies don't like my analogies, but that's okay. I do it for the moms and dads and everyone else that's still trying to get this space. The wallets are just another banking app. It's just another secure banking app for your money, but it's for your crypto money. So the analogy there is the same as the same kind of respect you would have for your Scotiabank app or your TD Bank app with your money in it, which would be the same kind of respect you would have for these apps in your phone as well, okay, and on your laptops. With that kind of respect, we're talking passwords, security, PIN numbers, and of that nature. You're going to have that same kind of flow inside your crypto wallets, okay? So you can set them up. The first ones here are Bitcoin wallets, and for the new peeps, there's a lot of other coins. So then we have multi-platform wallets, and then we have ones that do Ethereum specifically as well, and all the children of Ethereum. And I'll explain that a little bit. Ethereum is one of the coins that is a backbone pipeline, an analogy, and a lot of other coins respond off of it. So not that many wallets out there will hold the type of tokens and coins that respond off of it, but certain ones will, and these ones here will. So that's why they're on my list. So IM token's really good, my Ether wallet's excellent, etc., etc. Okay. For some of you that like to have extra security with your funds, and let's say you're working with money like Brad, you know, in some serious zeros that are behind the numbers, you're going to have a ledger, and you're going to want a ledger, a Trezor, and now there's some other cool products in the marketplace that are competing with these two. But the ledger here is what you'd imagine. I don't have one here, but it's like a USB, and it basically goes in the computer, and with the USB you'll have your accounts on there, and you can then take your money offline. Okay, so the secret of that, or the bonus of that, is that you're offline with your funds. So they can't be hacked, and they can't be left on the web in this kind of insecure situation, if you will. So by having a ledger, if you had 10 grand, 100 grand, whatever, it's safe in the ledger. And a lot of people put that in their safe after, they put that in their bank safety deposit box. I have some high net worth clients that have bought $500,000 from me, even $1 million so far, and they have put them all on ledgers or Trezors, and then they put them in their safes and that kind of thing. They just bought $500,000 of Bitcoin, and they're just holding it like that, one chunk, right? So that's how we manage those deals, right?
Can something like that be backed up, or can you be vulnerable to, I don't know, have memory stick go corrupt before?
Yes.
What is the risk of?
There's the fact that the device may crap out on you, because all this stuff is, you know, potential, right? So they have a backup, and you have a backup phrase as well, so that you can always log into the Ledger website, and you can use your secure, you know, password, phrase, whatever it is that you're having, and then you can unlock that and then reload another device or to that effect. Okay?
You get a paper wallet too?
Yeah, and you can export to paper too. So some of them, the Bitcoin can be printed to paper, and then there's a QR code that's familiar with the whole space. If you get the Jack's wallet, I'll show you what that looks like after. But you'll print with paper, and you'll just have a QR code on there, and your blockchain address and some other details, and it almost looks like a check that kind of gets printed out, right? And then you can take that, and you can snap that with your phone later, and take that money that's on that paper wallet back into your phone or your laptop or whatever, and then, you know, that becomes
even if you lost
again.
your Trezor or it blew up, you still have that paper wallet.
Correct.
So even if your Trezor, you lose it, fails, it blows up.
Yeah, the Trezor can light on fire tomorrow, and you guys, as long as you still have that paper backup, you're good too. But you have to have backup. Can I say this? That if you don't have backup, your money kind of is lost. And if you screw up the address when you're sending money to each other, which I teach everyone quite clearly what to do there, and we'll talk about that too. There's a blockchain address that you end up pasting in to the wallet in order to send me money, okay? And we double check the first 3 or 4 digits on that, and we double check the last 3 or 4, make sure we've got the whole blockchain there. It's really
I double checked them all 5 times.
Okay, Brad
And then
goes
I'm
heavy
still-
duty, and then
I'm
he's
still
still
nervous.
I do the first and the last, and then we're good. And then we send that money to you, okay? If I didn't check that, or I try to type that by hand, or I miss one character from a capital to a less, or whatever, that money would not get to you. That money would go into cyberspace, you know, oblivion, and it's out, it's gone. So knowing that, you know, it's a little bit quirky and very specific, right? It's technical a little bit, right? There's some techie to it, right? So keep that in mind. But most of the apps take a lot of that confusion out of it, and they make it pretty fun and easy to work inside the space.
There's a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if you type the wrong address, if there's no such address out there, will it still go and get lost? Or will it just go to an
Someday,
address
if that address gets generated, it will go there.
will someday?
Yeah, and you know how the blockchain addresses get generated randomly.
Right.
You guys have all seen that by now in most of your wallets and all that. So The randomness factor is constantly cycling, and then someday it may come across that address, and you just might get a money in your wallet. It's happened to people already.
It might come back, right? It might not go through. It might
It
not get
depends.
verified.
Like, let's talk about that too. Some of the coins are designed to have a kickback. So like Dash would have a kickback, and I think Ripple would, and a few of the other ones that are a little more specific and differently programmed a bit. But for the most part, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and others will not. So keep that in mind. It'll depend on the kind of coin program.
Check the address. 69.
Let's talk about that for another minute too. What is crypto? What is cryptocurrency? It is a digital form of money. It's an internet money. It's a file. It's a file folder. It's a certain amount of megabytes. It really is. Like it's digital. It's a digital file that we're moving around. It's a ledger, and it says, hey, you've got money, I've got money, we've got this much, you've got that much. I'm gonna send Corey this much. The blockchain is a digital ledger. It's a way to transfer data in a much more efficient, transparent manner. So everything's there. You can't hide. You can't hide any moves or any of the money or any of the actions. And it's really safe to use. And that's what Bitcoin was basically built on, was a blockchain technology. So for some of you that's new and you want to learn something, grab the Satoshi white paper, and it's right here at bitcoin.org. So bitcoin.org has it. And I encourage everyone, including my friends on Facebook and stuff that are listening to this, to go to bitcoin.org and download the Satoshi white paper and just learn what the hell it is. Give it a read, dive into it, for a couple of nights there with a glass of wine or a beer or something, and just read it a couple times. And understand that this is empowerment. This is peer-to-peer money. There's no more bank in the middle of me and you and me and him. I can send you 100 grand. I can send him 10 grand. We don't have to sign a paper. We don't have to do a form. We don't have to ask permission. The power of self-powered currency is a liberation in itself and an empowerment in itself. And when you get inside cryptocurrency and kind of wear the jacket and you start to feel it, you start to feel that empowerment. And there isn't one person I've met so far, ever, Kevin's right there, I asked him about it, that have come to the space, like kind of without the jacket, put it on, wearing it now for a while, and holy do they feel different. They feel so much different when they're inside the crypto space. It's like another layer of purpose. It's a layer of hope. It's a layer of a new interest. It's the future. My friends on Facebook told me, are you mining for money there in your living room? Because I put a video on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, man, you live in the future. Like, they can't believe it, right? Today, I posted in St. Rose of Lima, 1985. I posted a miner with the 6 video cards in there right on my class of 1985 wall on Facebook. I got Mike Bionzak, was a total nerd then. He was loving it today. So at the end of the day, you got to be passionate about it too, right? And you're looking at a guy here that's kind of tasted almost every item on the menu now. So from day trading to crypto bots to long holds to passive income to mapping it out to investing in all the coins to having an 80-20 rule to taking $500 to a couple $100,000, okay, just in working with the money. So you're looking at someone that has gone through so much of the space already, like swam, through all these different layers of it. And I'm out on the other end, and I've got affiliate codes. Like, I know how to make a little bit of money within the space. Like, there's so many things that can happen inside crypto. So for all of you that love it, I want you to think of just some baseline things. First, think of it as a savings outlet. Think of it as a directive and a place to put money on the side for yourselves. And one thing I noticed in the crypto space is that a lot of the people that are in this space are savers. So they came from a savings mindset. And then they said, I've got some savings, but it doesn't do anything at the bank. What can I do with it? And that's been their question a lot. They don't know what to trust, where to put it. So people are putting it into Bitcoin, right? And I think it's a great idea. Personally, thank you. It's working? Awesome. So personally, I think Bitcoin is a great idea. We're buying into the future. We're investing typically in a scenario of the internet. So everyone in here is already doing banking on the internet. Everyone's got their kids' pictures on the internet. Everyone's doing Facebook. Whatever you do, whatever you like, whatever you hate, it's all good. We love you too. But at the end of the day, you've embraced the internet. And if you take Bitcoin and just imagine that that's the stock of the internet that represents the internet, then you'll see why Bitcoin's so powerful. And it kind of really is. So Bitcoin would be the stock of the internet. And if you all love it like I do, then you've bought something like I have, and we're in it, kind of thing. So I'm here to grow the internet. Like, I've been on it 25 years in a row. Calgary got the internet in 1993, and again, retail internet. And we were on a 14.4 mode baud modem. It used to and do all this stuff, and we would log in, and I would sell Volkswagen parts on this bulletin board, and I would do weird shit like that. I had Redline at cadvision.com was my email, and I've been in the internet 25 years. I paid the bill, and I've stopped TV after a while, and I watched the internet, and I watched the internet like TV, okay? That's my story. So when I saw cryptocurrency come along, when I saw Bitcoin, I saw it around 2010 was when I was first introduced to the idea of Bitcoin and what it was. At first, I thought, like many people out there, I thought, that's monopoly money. That's space money. How the hell are people believing in that, hey, Brad? And I couldn't believe that they believed in it. But then I said to myself, who cares what I believe in? If people believe in stuff out there, then it makes it real, doesn't it? Kind of thing. Like, you know, like who's fun to say in that way? So that's what it was, and it was shocking to me, as much as it's been to every one of you and every family member of yours that you'll tell, hey, I bought some Bitcoin. They're like, are you crazy? You know, like, what are you doing? So for those that don't even know, Bitcoin is 10 years old in January, and I'm throwing a big party at the Cardell Theater, and you're all invited. I'm having a big shindigger, 2-day long, January 3rd and 4th. So January 3rd is the 10th birthday of Satoshi Nakamoto and the Bitcoin system. 10 years old. And people like yourselves are coming here for the first night. Thanks for doing that, by the way. And you're new, and we're almost 10 years old. You know what I mean? See that? So it's like, wow, how can we be almost 10 years old and people are still just hearing about it? It's still such a burgeoning and exciting topic. Well, welcome to technology. Welcome to the internet. Welcome to people taking for bloody ever to adopt and adapt to things. And that's what we're seeing, okay? Eventually, Sushi's going to come around the girl. She's going to have the point of sale. It's going to say Dash on there. I have a bet that I bet you that the Dash will be the first one on that point of sale system in Canada that we're going to see. And you're going to have a Dash option. Boom. You what?
We have Smart Cash at point of sale right here.
There you go. See, we've got it right there. I have a Dash point of sale on my phone as well, similar to her Smart Cash one. And that's what we're going to. So today I could take money for services. I could sell you guys one of my cool light up Iron Man necklaces. We could do whatever, and the money can come through in a point of sale in my phone in the Dash. And we're making the software on the Dash system in Kelowna. And we're selling it today in Venezuela. And we have, I think, over 5,000 merchants already in the Venezuela population using the Dash point of sale gateway that we're putting on the cell phone made in Kelowna. And that's what we're at. Yeah, I was just there. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Venezuela just hit 1 million% inflation for the year.
I heard that too. I heard they transact almost $1 billion in Bitcoin a month or something in that region too. It's unbelievable. Unless I'm off by a little bit, but yeah. So let's keep going, but let's celebrate something right now. I want to say something else. Bitcoin is at 10,361 today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a clap for that. We need this. This is history in the making. We are moving up. We're moving up, okay? And in this room, there's a couple of people in my investment club. There's friends of mine since the beginning. Leslie's here too. A lot more impressive 3 hours ago. We have gotten a lot of money in here. Some of us have our life savings in here. So at the end of the day, when we see this coming back up, there's this like, yeah, you know what I mean? There's a lot of cheering. And that's great. And that tells me more, though, overall, is that we're growing. So we're going to show you a video in a little while here from Glenn Beck and Tika Talari, a couple. Robert's got a membership there, so does Brad. And we're going to just show the video of what he's talking about there. But overall, what he's going to tell you guys is the market still isn't open up yet. And we're about to take America and everybody that's 30 to 45 years old that's actually very inclined to work with cryptocurrency and all that. And we're about to open up the system where they can just invest and save right out of their bank accounts. So that's going to happen in the US of A here in a minute. And with that grandiose population that can buy Bitcoin at market price, it's going to be massive. It's going to be a massive influx of buy-in. And when the buy-in happens, I've taught this in many other workshops. We'll go over some coins in a minute. But when Bitcoin rises, all the other alternative coins, altcoins, they start to come right behind it. And a lot of us are invested in a lot of the altcoins and a lot of those systems behind it and such. So we're going to have this huge velocity on its way here. Now, I am not a magic man. I cannot predict. Look, it just moved again in front of our eyes. But I will tell you that I feel this. Come on, Lady Luck. I feel this. I feel like we're going to see 50K by Christmas. How many people with me? Huh? Corey's with me. All right. All right. You're with me on the prediction? I feel like we're going to see 50K Canadian. I don't know about US. It'll be probably around the 40s or something.
40K USD.
40 US. But I think we'll see like 50K Canadian, like we saw 25K Canadian in the last pump season, the big pump, right? So we'll see what's happening. Now, you guys are new. You will hear names of coins and brands, and these are mostly all software companies. And some of them are revolutionary because they're going to transact money and information across the world in a global scale, and they're very powerful companies. And I'm going to show you guys some of those here next. So get over to CoinMarketCap, and I'll explain some of what's happening in the scene right now and why this is just so juicy, okay? Because it is. This is the most lucrative thing I've ever been involved in. I'll talk in a second about my past some more. So, I am 47 years old right now, And in 1998, I quit my job and retired forever. I never went back to work. That was 1998. So you're looking at a guy that lives MTV Cribs in his shorts, plays golf with that guy over there, and never goes to work. In fact, I don't have that many friends to play with because mostly everyone's working all day. Okay? So I do crypto as a hobby. This was my thing to play with and have fun with. So think of it like that. Don't make it so serious in your life. Have fun with it, and you'll realize that this is kind of a topic that is deep and will keep you interested for a long, long time. I haven't found anything like it. So I've watched the internet now for 25 years, and when I really got a deep glimpse of crypto, I was like, whoa, this is the channel I want to plug into. This is where I want to be, right? So here I am, and I'm inside it every single day. But not to the point where I think I'm, losing sleep over it, and I definitely am not. But I'm in it to a point where I'm very passionate about it, and the passion just, pours out of me. So let's talk about the top 15 coins in the world. For the new people here tonight, if you phone me tomorrow and say, Jan, I'm going to come down to your office and I'd like to get a $1,500 in Bitcoin, please, I'd say absolutely. And you'd say to me, then I'd like to buy $100 worth of those top 15 coins that you showed me last night, on Thursday night there, and I'd say absolutely. And then you could track the $100 purchase of the top 15 coins, like 100%, if you will, and you'll see if it goes up to 103, comes down to 97 and stuff like that. And it would be a great exercise for any of you in this room that could afford that and could play like that. Because if you hold the top 15 like that and you look at each one and you buy it at $100 of each one of them, and for the new people, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin or any of these coins. You can actually buy a percentage of them. Yeah, just a value of it. That's how it works, okay? So you could buy $100 worth of the top 15, and you can watch them all for the first month of your life and just see how they're operating, see how they float, set them up in your phone and in your app properly, and you'd have a great experience, okay? For myself, currently, I'm heavily invested in the top 15, and let's just go down them right now, and I'll show you guys some reasons why. First of all, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the Coca-Cola of the cryptocurrencies. It's the leader of the pack. I think it will be forever. I think there will be all kinds of Pepsis out there and Mountain Dews, just analogies, but I don't think they're going to take Bitcoin down anytime soon. This guy's going to run until it's completely mined, blocked out, completely finito, and then the value that's even going to go crazy. And then we'll see what happens. Maybe Star Trek will happen, we'll fly to the moon, I don't know. But we'll see. But Bitcoin for now, I think is going to go up, 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 up like a balloon. And I don't think it's going to pop because there's like nowhere to pop. If it just keeps going up, it's going to hold, and then all the other underlying coins are going to come underneath, and they'll have assorted values, and they'll be affordable, there'll be pennies, there'll be dollars, and no one will give a shit about how expensive Bitcoin kind of got, because it'll always be sold in a 100% or 100,000% of a one, right, out of one. So it's got that 8 decimals working for it, okay? Number 2, we got Ethereum. Ethereum is like the Pepsi-Cola of crypto. So Ethereum was designed by a Canadian kid named Vitalik. He came up with this concept of the free open source enterprise of Ethereum. You guys can do the white paper. Please study it. I can't go over all that stuff in a couple hours with you guys in one night. But Ethereum is a great read and a great study. It's an amazing project, and it is awesome. So 2 reasons why it's amazing. Well, it became very relevant and valuable because it became a competitor to Bitcoin. Bitcoin needed something and there was nothing. So it just took that spot and it owned it. The second reason it's so powerful is because it spawns all of these other coins off of it. So if you're a company with a cryptocurrency idea, you can have a coin built off the Ethereum network, and it's quite powerful. Okay? Then we go to number 3, Ripple. Ripple is a decentralized currency. Sorry, a centralized currency. The opposite, I meant, of decentralized. So it is a centralized currency, and some don't believe that it's truly a crypto, but it's in the marketplace. It's at 44 cents. Some people bought it at $2 or $3, and it is definitely a viable currency. Alberta Treasury Branch reported that they worked with it. Bank of Montreal did. So we're probably going to see Ripple in our internet banking in the near future here real quick. And if that excites you, I would buy some. Okay? Bitcoin Cash. That was a fork of Bitcoin. That was an idea that Roger Verga or whatever, he wanted to make a competitor to the main dog, the Bitcoin. And he came out and things got weird because when Bitcoin Cash came out, a lot of websites said they weren't going to take Bitcoin anymore and all this other stuff and only Bitcoin Cash. So it got weird for a minute, but then it lost a lot of value. And I'm still confused as to why we need it, but it's out there and enough people bought into it. So we can't really stop it. I think it's at 13 billion market cap. So there's a good chance it's not going anywhere. Okay, EOS. EOS started on the Ethereum network and got its investment, and people like us bought that as an investment. And then it created its own mainnet with that investment money, because it's a software company. So it went to work with that money that it took from the marketplace, and it built its own mainnet software. So now EOS can transact money just like Bitcoin can, and just like the rest of them on its own network. So it no longer needs to piggyback off anybody else. Okay? So EOS is showing the world top 5 coin that it can stand on its own, and it can create its own software and highway, and it's got a lot of people excited. Stellar, number 6, is going to run the backnet of Kinesis Coin. And Brad, I don't know if you talked about it yet or you will, but it is. Stellar is the backbone of that, and it's also the baby brother of Ripple. So Stellar is a good investment. A lot of people love it to death. It's only 30 cents right now, and it's really something to be invested in. So with the Kinesis Gold Coin, right now the pre-sale tokens are $1,000 each, okay, because it's a highly coveted investment. This one.
2.5% off.
Okay, so 2.5% off for a minute. You'll explain that until September.
September 1st,
Yep.
they're still on sale?
Yeah. So Kinesis Coin, we'll show you guys that one anyway in a minute. And that whole company, which is the largest gold bullion exchange in the world, okay, is going to run their crypto system off of Stellar, okay? And Stellar is pretty cool like that. So I'll tell you this, we didn't know that 3 months ago. No one did. No one knew that Kinesis was going to run off Stellar. Maybe the companies did, but the news didn't know. No one knew. We were shocked to see that, but not in the fact that it's a bad thing. We're shocked in a positive way. Like, we're excited that these other coins in the top 10 here are actually backboning and spawning other coins now. So this is when it gets exciting. This is what I'm saying. 3 months ago, this wasn't happening. Now it's happening. And these coins themselves are going to get more and more and more valuable. The stuff that's at 30 cents like Stellar can jump to $300 at any given moment here as soon as Bitcoin takes off, and that wouldn't be unreasonable. I'm not trying to say it is, but it's possible that it could fly up that much. Okay, Litecoin's at $83. It could 10x right now. If Bitcoin takes off on a run, this baby could go to $830 right now. Like, it's not a problem. All these coins have their kind of channel and time in the system, and they're all vested, right? So this is the exciting time. Cardano still only 16 cents, right? Super cheap. This guy is on sale as far as I'm concerned, right? IOTA, the Internet of Things, $1 even right now today. Cool. It's up 1.06%. Okay. Tether is a parking mechanism. For the new people, you can take your crypto values and you can park it over to Tether, and it parks at the US cash $1 value, so you don't work with any of the fluctuations going in the crypto marketplace. So it's kind of like a tadpole in the forest, where you can just kind of park your money on that little tadpole and wait it out for a minute until the storm is over, and then you can jump back in. And if you jump back in, you can actually pick up more Bitcoin, and a little bit of an arbitrage move there too. So depending when you jumped out and when you jump back in, you can make some spread there. And people do this on a regular basis. They use Quadriga for that and a few other things. Okay. Tron is amazing. It's only 3.5 cents right now. It is probably the most amazing one on the top 11, and it's the cheapest one of the whole bunch. So for those of you that still don't own Tron in your lives, please step up and consider that one, okay? Monero's at $136 right now. It's doing real well. It's got a $2.2 billion market cap, so a lot of people love it. They're in love with it. Neo, so let me explain. Neo number 13 is the, similar as I explained earlier, of Ethereum. Neo is like the Chinese version of Ethereum in that sense that it spawns off other coins and tokens, and it gives birth to other brands within the Chinese economy there and so on. So it's popular in China. It's doing a good job of being the backbone currency for these things. It's gone up way higher than this, and I have the all-time coin index. I can show you guys that in a second. We'll see what that was in a minute. But it's at $32 today, and it's a super good deal. Okay. Dash is the retail champion right now. There is no other coin on earth that is doing as much retail activity as Dash. It is owning the entire west coast of America right now. It's all over, like I said, Venezuela, all of South America. It's actually the most impregnated in all the Americans, we'll call it, because it's everywhere. It's even in Toronto. It's all over Vancouver. I was just at the Richmond night market with my daughter. It's a Vancouver road trip we kind of do every year. We went there, and at the right there is Dash ATMs at the night market, out in the festival and stuff like that. Never seen that in my life before, so that was super cool, right? So Dash has taken over. They're only $239. They've been at $700 like butter. So that coin has a lot of velocity. A lot of hands have it. You would not lose $1 holding Dash because you can always move it out in the marketplace. Very powerful coin. Then we talk about Ethereum Classic. Right now, $16.57. Here's the tip of the night. That Tika Talari guy that you guys are in love with? Well, this is my version of that right now. Ethereum Classic. I know news. I've been watching and keeping up. They're about to do a major brand change and everything. Ethereum Classic is going to go through the roof here in a minute. Okay. So it'll probably 10x or something wild like that, maybe get to 160 in the Litecoin range or wherever that was before, but it's on its way up here in like 2 minutes. So keep an eye on it, see how it goes for you, see if I was right, okay? Ethereum Classic, it's ETC is the ticker symbol, okay? NEM, that's another one in Asia, spawned off the NEO system. That one's really good too. It's at 17 cents. It's a lot cheaper than NEO at $32, and it's really good, a really good project, really good company.
Big things coming up.
Yeah, huge. NEM's got some major clout coming, and they're going to backbone other brands out there. So they're powerful, and at 17 cents, they're very much a very good deal on the board right now too. Number 17, VeChain. So VeChain, Ven is the token. It's going to move to what's called a Thor token. So they're going to go to THOR, Thor, like a superhero guy. And they're about to do that, change their wallet, and do a changeover. So we're waiting. Right now, my one client has 10,000 VeChain tokens of that, or coins, and we're going to do a masternode for him of that. And if you see on the upcoming masternodes, I'll just flick here for a second, you'll see that VeChain is on here. There it is, VeChain, and it's tiered. So we're getting close. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, we're almost ready here. We're getting set up now. So what is a masternode? Put up your hand if you know. Okay, 2 people know. Keep trying to answer. Let's go. What do you think it is? Go ahead.
Oh, what I think, what I know is, a masternode is not an incentivized node. What does that mean? It means what the node of you have the full blockchain record of the coin, and you host it in a VPS server, and you have a wallet with coins on it secured to it. Popular one is Dash, and of course, Dash my favorite. With these coins, these masternodes essentially perform specific duties like instant pay or securing the network generally, but they have specific transactions. On Smart Cash, for example, the nodes calculates the smart rewards and keep records of the smart rewards. And they also handle instant pay, so when you go use your smart card to pay in the shop, it will be instant payments for the nodes. Should I repeat myself?
No, keep going.
I was just saying that
Hold it just a little closer.
a smart,
There you go.
sorry, a masternode is pretty much a node which has a wallet linked to it, and it's given an incentive, certain coins by the project for having that position. It's usually up 24/7, and the way this is done is you get the wallet of the coin you want to have a masternode for. The project will usually tell you how many coins you want to have. I'll use Dash for example. You need 1,000 coins of Dash to have a masternode. You run this, you create certain scripts and set up your server on the VPS. Volta is a popular one. And the whole point of the VPS service is that your masternode is up and running all the time. Now the masternode handles special services. You all heard about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the miners do everything. They handle the transactions, and the result of that, sometimes you have to wait so much for the next blocks before the transaction gets in. With Dash, they separated this. So the miners create new blocks, and the masternodes handle the transactions for instant days. And so if you go to the shop, you don't have to wait for the next Dash flow before you pay. Many coins have copied that, and that's pretty much what it is. So you get an incentive to hold it on and perform specific transactions.
Yeah, you did an excellent job of describing that. Way to go. It's good studying. So everybody study, okay, research these things, understand what they are. So right now, masternodes are a social economic experiment in the crypto space. And we ran out of ways to make money when the market went a little bit soft in the beginning of the year, so the companies got wiser and they split the way that they're doing their transactions. So like she explained, the masternodes are doing the transactions, the miners are mining the blocks. Some of that, technical terms, whatever. At the end of the day, the point is the masternodes are up there, they're running on these coins, and they're paying a commission to the people that have invested in them. And you can get super technical, read all the papers about how it works, and bits and bytes and all that. I'm just fooling around here, but back to nodes, you have to have 2 nodes. I can't send him money, and he can't send me money unless we have 2 nodes to transact on. So you need a highway for everything that goes on the internet. So the masternodes are basically the highway. And they're kind of like a valve as well. So data is going to transmit through that valve, and you're going to get commission for that, okay? Now, when you get your commission for your masternode, you're going to get it in the form of the coin that you're noding for, okay? So if you're going to do, let's just say it's the Apex coin here or whatever, then you're going to get paid back in the Apex coin, Now, the Apex coin may not be that valuable, though. It may not have anywhere near the value of Bitcoin or the others. So you'll have to take the Apex coin and sell it back in the marketplace, and you sell it back to Bitcoin. And that's where you start to create wealth, and that's how you start to create your value, okay? So you run your Masternode, and I want you to take a little analogy. Like, it's almost like having an apartment. It's almost like a virtual apartment that you own, and you're getting a little bit of rent for every day. And sometimes it's every 5 hours. It depends on the node and when it pays back. But you get a little cash flow, a little commission every so often. And it just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking. And let me say this, what is the point of cryptocurrency in this whole club and segment? I tell you guys this every Thursday. Collect as many cryptocurrencies as you can afford to, as your budget will hold, as your free airdrop time allows you to. Collect, 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 okay? And if you're going to have masternodes, you're going to collect a lot of coins because they just come in like rapid all the time, consistent, bang, bang, bang. So you're going to end up building wealth while it's sitting there, okay? Now let's just look at a couple crazy numbers today because, go ahead.
What do you mean when you say collect as many as your free airdrop time allows?
Some people don't have that much time in their everyday life, and some people have ample time. For us that have a little bit of time, you can still fill out a couple airdrops and get some free crypto every day. Yeah, I'll show you some sites today. Kevin is our airdrop expert here. He'll give you his business card, and he can show you how to collect them every day and all that. He's probably got the most out of any of us in the room here in crypto types and brands and amounts and all that kind of stuff. For sure, he's got the biggest portfolio. And he got a lot of that for just time. He's trading a little bit of time and a little bit of brand ambassadoring to receive these free coins from these companies.
Essentially, it's free money.
Yeah, the companies give you free coins to do a little bit of brand ambassadoring. So put a little tweet on your Twitter, like their page or whatever, join their Telegram. So you got to do a little bit of stuff on the internet there, like some social media or whatever, and then you get the free coins. And that's what he does. And not all of them are like that. Some of them, they just want your wallet address, your name, your email, you're good, thank you. And then others want you to take this and post this on your Twitter, and they give you a little bit of love there. But really, it takes a few minutes, and you can get some free rewards every single day. So my personal assistant at my office, he taught her how to do all my accounts, right? Yeah. So I had him come in, teach my personal assistant how to do all my accounts. So now I get airdrops, and she just does them, and thanks to that guy right there. So I got no time for that stuff. One of my other guys that used to be here, he had his wife set up 38 or 40 Gmail accounts or something like that, so that he could get 40 of them all the time, like a greedy bugger, you know, 40 wham throughs or whatever of that. So some people thought that was silly. I don't have time for that either. So let's take a look at some ROI. How many people like return on investment? Does anyone like that? Put up your hand. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure who I'm talking to here. I'm a bit of a capitalist. You guys need to know that about me right out of the gate. Like, I like money. I have no problems talking about it, spending it, saving it, using it, abusing it, all of that stuff. Money and me, we're best friends. And we can talk about percentages. That's another favorite topic of mine. I am not the most technical guy. I'll go right up to brown belt. I don't need to be a black belt. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. I don't need to kill anybody with my karate. So I study deep. I know a lot to be dangerous, and I like my percentages. And let's just talk about ROI, 46,768%. Pull up Scotiabank and show me the menu there. What do they got? Do they have anything even on their website that ever was even written in history that said 46,768%? No, I know they didn't. So, funny thing is, this is a little bit inaccurate, but I'll explain more in a sec here. So this coin, Cotton, is coming out, okay? And it's having some high ROI right now because there's only 2 nodes in existence, and this happens every time there's only a couple nodes. And masternodes are growing on a rapid basis, and people are buying and buying and buying. And as you buy the masternodes up, your profit and your commission kind of dilutes, okay? And it kind of goes that way. Where this one has 779 of them, that commission has diluted quite a bit, okay? But when there's only 2 masternodes, the ROI is quite high for a short period of time before everybody else jumps on. So the numbers in here are staggering, and they are not accurate. I'm underlining not accurate. So daily income, $11,008. Weekly income, $82,000. Monthly income, $354,000. Who would like to rent a property out there on Airbnb or something for $354,000 a month income kind of thing, right? That's incredible.
Yeah.
So it's huge. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. These are only really, really high ROIs for a really, really short period of time. So Corey's been doing this. He's been surfing in and out of masternodes for a minute. He's trying to make a Bitcoin or 2 or 3 or whatever he can in the early days, sell that, then buy another Masternode, pay for another one, and just keep profiting like this, okay? Because the Masternodes kind of run out of speed. It's almost like a thing that's highly impactful at the very beginning, and then it just wanes out real fast, okay? So you got to be in, and you got to be out, and you got to know what's coming down the pipe before it gets here to retail, because this site's retail. This is where everybody knows now, right? So you got to be on Discord, and you've got to be on these other websites like bitcointalk.org, so you can write those ones down, okay? bitcointalk.org and Discord. And you need to be on there, and you need to be looking around at what's coming down the pipe, what new projects are releasing. So-and-so's coming out with their Masternode on Wednesday next week, this kind of stuff. When you find that out, you come find me, and I set your Masternode up for $149. That's how much it costs. Very affordable, $149. So I come to your home, or you come to me, or whatever we do, we make it happen. But I set up your node for $149, and then you accumulate all that wealth and all those coins and all that sort of stuff for you. Okay? It's a very low-cost setup, and it's a highly profitable situation. Okay? Now, the labor is $149. You would have to buy into the Masternode at whatever it's worth. This particular one wants 1.16 Bitcoin, so that's coming at $9 grand right now, $9,220. So you'd have to invest that money plus the $149, and you would have your Masternode set up, and you would be collecting coins on a regular basis. Right? So that's how it works. So it's very simple and it's easy. Now, after you collect those coins, what do you do with them? You sell them back out on the exchange, and you get that money back into Bitcoin. Once you have Bitcoin, you can come to my brokerage at Bitcoin Investments, and you can take that Bitcoin and sell it to me. And I do check, wire, PayPal, draft, all your favorites, whatever kind you like, and I will give you money back for your Bitcoin, because I'd love to buy it off you. Like I sell it all day too, but I would love to buy it off you. So I want you to know something, and this is a secret that I tell everybody. Bitcoin is rare. Like, it's rare. Like, it's 10 years, we're dancing around and wear the hat, all this kind of stuff, but it's rare. It's just not time yet, ladies and gentlemen. So my secret goal in all this is to collect as much Bitcoin as I possibly can, and I will never stop. Like, I love it, and I want to take it to the future. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin is a rarity, and it will not be the way it is like this forever, okay? So I bounced around a little bit. I went over to Masternodes, but let's bounce back here for a minute for these guys, for the crypto market cap. So go to CoinMarketCap, and in your phones, you guys can write your notes. Get this app called CoinCap, CoinCAP, okay? And it is a copy of CoinMarketCap, and it shows you red and green and where we're at on all the top coins. And it's a really handy app just to look at and see how crypto's doing and see how the numbers jive, okay? Now in here, there's some tools, okay? You've got currency converter. So that's really handy if you want to know how much things are. So people always ask me, like, how much is one Bitcoin? And how do I figure out for half? And blah, blah, blah. So you just go here, you select Canadian dollars on the drop down. Okay, I'll show you fast. Okay, and then you enter Bitcoin. So let's actually switch that. Let's say, okay, I've got, every 2 weeks I can afford to save $750 off my paycheck. So that would be decimal 0.7249156 Bitcoin. And that's how you figure these things out, okay? Let's say you had, I don't know, 100 grand. 100 grand of Bitcoin, or one more zero, is 9.66 Bitcoin, okay? So almost 10 Bitcoin is 100 grand in Canadian dollars. So that's quite a bit, right? So again, you saw that's at the 10 grand mark there. This guy's handy, just for you guys to know. I use the currency converter quite a bit when I'm in the day trading, okay, and when I'm in Yobit and these other things. So I don't use Yobit very much, but we do have it. And I'll pull it up for you guys. It's just a quick little exchange. So anyone and everyone can still apply for an exchange. And why do you need an exchange? Exchange is like the Snap-on toolbox for the mechanic, and you need to have the tool here in order to move cryptocurrency in and out of the marketplace. So any exchange that's out there, there's a lot of them, okay? And I can't show you every one tonight, but I'm a member of about 35. So just to give you an indication, I'm in 35 different companies like that with my accounts, and I have money pretty much spread across 35 different ones of these too. So and not lots, but I have it, and I'm waiting for forks and updates and upgrades, and the Tron was in my Binance and all the stuff that everyone else knows about. So you've got to have your coins in certain exchanges. But anyway, how does an exchange work? It works like this. You have to have Bitcoin. You can't just walk up to here and go, okay, I've got 10 grand Canadian dollars I want to invest, here I go. You can't do that. They don't take 10 grand Canadian here. Okay, they take Bitcoin. So you got to come see me at a brokerage like mine, get your Bitcoin, and then from there we transfer your money into the exchange of your choice. So many people that are with me will send me an e-transfer, and then they'll say, okay, Jen, can you send that to my Binance, please, right? And things like that, and I do that for you too. So I give you the VIP service, and I send your funds right to your exchange of choice, okay? I'll send it to your wallet of choice, whatever you guys like. That's the kind of job I do. But anyway, back to the exchange. So now we've put some Bitcoin in here. Let's just imagine we put $1,000 of Bitcoin in here, and up here in the top left, it would show it. Right now it says 0 in my BTC wallet, but let's just imagine I put $1,000 in there. What am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to buy some coins, and that's how it works. So you've got Zcash, Dash, some of the ones we've talked about, Ethereum, Litecoin, all the big timers are in here, and a bunch of other ones they call shit coins as well. Okay, don't invest in any shit coins. I don't recommend them, but there are some winners out there in the shit pile. So you could go low and really make big highs. So just be careful. That's all. Just be careful. In the markets in this particular website, you can buy in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, which is weird, Waves, in US dollars, and something else. RUR, could be rubles. I don't know, man.
Russian rubles.
Yeah, there you go. So it's probably a Russian website. Russia is big in the crypto space. They make a lot of software. The Telegram is the largest ICO, private ICO ever in the world. It's $1.something billion they brought in from all of us. And it's crazy. They have too much money. They didn't need that much. And anyway, so a lot of the Russians are behind a lot of the softwares and a lot of the developments in this space. And it's cool. They're all doing it. Estonia is the #1 ICO publisher in the world. Funny place in the world to do that. But Estonia is publishing more ICOs. And for the new people, what are ICOs? Initial coin offerings. And they are the investment portal into a company and their initial coin. So you can invest in it early. You get it for tenths of a cent kind of idea, or hundreds or thousands of a cent. And then those things go up big time. And we have a lot of extrapolation. And I'll say this too, some of us have already received that extrapolation on our money. Others have not yet. Some are still waiting. For those of us, I had an early taste of that myself. It's a velocity that is unreal. You're sitting there looking at your phone and your money's going up like a racehorse, and you are some happy camper, like I'm telling you. So the velocity that can happen in the space, it's incredible. You gotta be ready for it though. Okay, so I went over the exchange a little bit. You guys understand this? Any questions on the exchange? Anything about this? How does it work? All that. So later on, more examples. So you can make money in the exchange during the day called day trading. Okay, and when the market is moving up and the coins are having a lot of lift, you can actually make some good profits. Right now, this one's like down negative 39%, but that could also be positive 39%. And had you bought that this morning and the Galaxy coin had gone up during the day today 39 points, you would be able to sell back to the exchange right now, and you'd be able to pick up that 39% income and wealth off that coin today. So you can definitely day trade within this software on a regular basis. So some of us have come from a Forex background, some of us have traded stocks and such and understand the flow. If you understand that flow, you can put your nose in here and do this on a daily. There was a day where I took my daughter to basketball. We came home 3 hours later, and I had made $3,800 here in Yobit. And it was this site, too, because I just signed up for it that morning. I just threw a little chunk of Bitcoin in here to fart around with. I bought some stuff that I was reading on a message board that was tracking today, early this morning, and I was reading it from India, because they were way ahead of us on their time zone. So I was reading in India, way ahead, coming back, making plays based on that, and I made $3,800 in 3 hours of just fooling around, and then I came home and I had a huge profit there. I was like, yes, that was awesome. Like easy peasy, right? So an exchange like this makes people money, and you can harness the power of it. You can watch videos on YouTube on how to do these skills and the mechanics of such, and I can teach you one-on-one in my studio. I have one-on-one workshops on this too, so anybody that wants to learn how to be an exchange ninja, I can definitely show you the ropes, okay? I was a day trader for a long time, and I did it for months, actually, when I first started this. In fact, I'd spend the entire evening showing boring day trades, and there are people ready to barf, so yeah. But I go fast now, and I go through a lot more stuff today, but now you know. So yeah, Yobit's easy, yobit.net, sign up for free. Good one for practice, good one for starters, good one for anyone, intermediates and veterans. Then we've got some bots. So we've got the Hopper, and I'll show you guys what that looks like too. So when you come to my advanced course, so I have 3 kinds of courses, okay? I've got the beginners, the intermediate, and the advanced. And you can book me for an hour, you can book me for 2 hours, and you can do the 3-hour half-day workshops. And then I also have one that teaches you how to be a crypto coach, and you can actually make a business out of it too. Let's see if that crypto Hopper is. There it is, yeah. So what ends up happening in the advanced course, you've got 3 different courses that I do for half days with you guys. In the advanced course, I buy you one of these. So your budget goes towards owning one of these crypto hoppers. And then I end up setting this up with you. How does this work? I'm going to go fast today. Basically, think of a basket on a kangaroo, a little pouch there. You just fill that with money. Then the kangaroo jumps around the exchange and makes you money. And it never loses money. It is programmed not to make a buy or a sell in a loss position. It is programmed to only make a buy and a sell in a profit position. So you load it with your coins, you load it with your budget, and you just let that kangaroo go onto your Yobit account, and it just hops around and does trades all day in the coins that you told it to trade in. So give it Litecoin, give it Ripple, give it Cardano, whatever, give it budget, and it just goes to work. You come back at the end of the day, you can make 5, 7, 11, 12, 14%, I don't know, because we haven't done it with your coins, with your budget, but each one of these things works in that kind of idea. So it's pretty cool. So you get that with the intermediate class, and I buy you this with the budget, okay?
That has some type of algorithm in it that's
Yes, it
tracking
does.
momentum of stocks and so on. And
absolutely. It's an
then does
algorithmic
some automated
tool.
trading.
Yep.
Based on
You understand it perfectly. It's an algorithmic trading software turned into a hopper like this, but that's what it's doing. It's combing the site. It's looking. It's got the algorithm programmed into it, and it's doing its job of keeping your money, making money. Now, it doesn't make huge percentages, and there's a reason why too, because there's time delays in trades, and there's things that go on with the mechanics of each website and the programming of such. So it's not instantaneous. It will be in the future, but I'll tell you more. The exchanges that do all the trading of crypto are not even blockchain based yet. They're still old school, okay? So when they get to blockchain though, oh my God, it's going to change the game then too, and the speed and accuracy will be crazy. So another website I want everyone that's new to sign up for is called Binance, Binance.com. It's a lovely website. It's from China, moving to Malta now. They're building a 41-story building in Malta. I don't know, crazy news around this guy, the CEO. He's in the Fortune top 50 of the richest young men in the world. I think he's a billionaire, and he did it in 7 months or something ridiculous. Don't quote me. So yeah, this is a really killer company, and most of my traders, all my friends, anybody that's doing serious numbers of crypto is buying and selling inside Binance. There's people that have the Binance affiliate link. So let me explain that too, because some of you like that, some of you are on social media. Binance will give you an affiliate link, and then everyone that joins Binance afterwards, and I have one too, I can give it if you guys want it, you can make a little bit of commission. So you make a tiny commission for that kind of thing. And a lot of the websites have an affiliate model built into them too, okay? Keep that in mind.
I just want to make one point about Binance.
Go ahead.
These guys are just growing like massive amounts, and they actually suspended new accounts, and then they had opened it up for 8 hours, and they got 100,000 requests for accounts. So this is a really good one to have, and you guys should apply for it and get on it. I don't know if it's open again, but it is moving really fast.
It's a really good tool. Binance is top notch on the field. Okay, we'll keep moving because we got lots to cover still. I want to get Kinesis going and all that stuff too. So back to that. So we put money in exchange. We buy and sell coins within the exchange. We buy and sell altcoins within the exchange. We make a profit, and we can use some crypto bots. I showed you guys that. And then we can take that profit, and now we can sell that back to Bitcoin. And then once we have Bitcoin, we can sell that back to a brokerage or an exchange like me, and then you guys can get your cash back. You can have profit in your other bank account, and you can see your money, okay? Because a lot of Canadians still, we have such good quality banking in Canada and stuff, a lot of people still don't know, scoff at it. What do I need Bitcoin for? Why do I need crypto? I don't need it, you know? So once you get it and once you understand it, you'll understand how nice it is. And I'll tell you something else. I've done this for a few people already. Once you take your profits back to cash and actually hold the cash in your hand in that sense of money, holy shit, it does a little light in your head, you feel a different vibe, and you realize that you just did something really cool, and you've worked inside the marketplace to make that profit. So it's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to just talk about taxes for 2 seconds. I can't give any advice on it whatsoever, but you have to do your taxes, and there are things called capital gains, and you have to do your diligence, and you have to be, sitting with your accountant and doing your numbers. But you can wrap some of the stuff up in one grandiose package, and others can separate it. I know of another software that's coming out on the blockchain that's going to help people track all of their crypto wealth and investments, and I'll be releasing that here soon and letting you guys know when that software is ready. And that's supposed to help people do their taxes and things like that. So it's pretty cool. You were asking about the Trezor. There's the website. It's spelled Trezor.io. Trezor doesn't sponsor me in any way, but I do have the product and love them. They hold a lot of the coins, like 500 more here, so they basically hold everything, and they're really good. Whereas the ledger doesn't. I think the ledger stops at 7 coins or something like that, so it's not quite as robust as the Trezor. And you can see in the video there how it looks, and it's got the digital display and all that, and it's getting better. Like, this is the new version, and it's actually really sexy. So definitely, if you're going to be secure and you want your money offline, Trezor should be your baby.
Okay, I think the ledger has more coins than.
No, it's switched now. It's Trezor has more. Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Things that Trezor doesn't have.
Which one?
Like Neo, for example, you don't have it in the Trezor.
I think it does do Neo. Yeah, the new Model T has it because it's got all the coins now. There's 500, see? So look, yeah, Neo's on there.
On Trezor.
This is new.
Oh, good.
Yeah, these are all the ones on Trezor now, so it's big. Have a look. I didn't see Neo still, though. You might be right about Neo. I'm not saying you aren't. I'm just saying I don't see it here either.
EOS
I'm not
too.
one to argue. But yeah, I don't see it on the list either. So you might be right about that. So maybe Neo is only with Ledger. Because sometimes they have a little bit of a brand, kind of thing there, right? All right, now let's go look at something else together for a minute. This website, I love it. It's called ATH Coin Index. ATH Coin Index, okay? Let me tell you why I love it. I've been in the marketplace a little bit, trading all this. I'm showing you guys a bunch of stuff so far tonight. And I still sit with people to this day that bash on Bitcoin and bash on the market and tell me I'm crazy and all this kind of stuff because it's fun. It's fun for them to do their bullshit. But what they're missing out on is what they're missing out, being closed-minded, is they're missing out on opportunity, okay? And I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of opportunity right now, okay? You do what you want with it. You do what you want with it. Bitcoin's current price right now, $7,900 US. I'm just going to round numbers here, okay? The all-time high price was $20,000 just recently. That is 60% off, 60. So how many people like 60% off on savings? Anybody? I'm big on that one. So 60% off. Ethereum, January to January 2017 to 2018, Ethereum had risen 9,000%. There's nothing like that, okay? Now it is 67% off right now at this moment. It's $463 and it was high as $1432. Ripple is 88% off right now. Bitcoin Cash, 81%. EOS is 64% off. Stellar is 67% off. Litecoin, 77% off. Cardano is 87% off. Look at Cardano right now. It's 16 cents. We bought $60,000 of Cardano at 5 cents. We still have that in inventory, so our money is still times 3 right there, right? And when we bought that 60,000, okay, at 5 cents, within a week or two after that, it was over $1 million. It was that $60,000 were over $1 million in value. I'm not kidding you. We're doing the numbers. It was just like 1 point something. So that was that inflated extrapolation that happened there right in January and all that sort of stuff. So it was tremendous amount of velocity, and I never saw velocity like that until I watched that happen with Cardano. IOTA is 82% off right now. Okay, that was a $5 coin. It's at $1 right now. Tron is 88% off, and I told you guys about Tron. Tron is 3 cents right now. Like, everybody in this room could afford to buy 10,000 Tron coins at 3 cents. Come on, like, everyone can, right? Like, come on. So you can definitely invest in some Tron, no problem. Monero is 72% down. Neo is 83% down. Dash is 85% down. I just told you about that. Dash was 1,642 a coin, and it is now 240. So it's come down huge, okay? Ethereum Classic, 65%. NEM, Kevin was just talking about it, 91% down. So it's huge. Like, the savings in the space right now and the buying position is beautiful. And a lot of people are like, oh, I missed the boat. I missed the boat on Bitcoin. I missed the boat. I'm like, you didn't miss anything. We haven't even left the parking lot yet. Like, we're still climbing. We're still building. This is nothing. Like, we're early. Everyone's early to the party, right? So tell your friends, understand yourself that all of the marketplace right now is in a position of vast growth ahead of it, and it's just going to, even if it just replicates where it was prior to just recently, it's going to be bananas, right? And we all know it's going to be higher than that. So I'm going to put this down. That's where we're at with this one. So does anyone have any questions about this and why? And any questions about the market or any of that sort of stuff? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question on something we talked about before in terms of, when Bitcoin is fully mined, or even let's say 90% mined, right? What's the incentive for the miners to keep mining because the hash rate's huge, the number of Bitcoins is very few, and once they're all mined, the transaction costs are being driven lower and lower because that's what we want. So what's the incentive to keep the blockchain secure and the hash rate high as time goes on? Not so much in the next couple of years, but let's say 3-4 years down.
Just so you have some kind of rough, they're saying around 2040 is what we're going to see.
Yeah, but that's the last point. But I mean,
Yeah.
Before then, the hash rate, the difficulty is going to get really big.
It keeps happening. The difficulty keeps
and the
happening.
rewards
Yeah.
are going to get less and less, and so I'm just wondering how that's.
I want to answer this. What happens is, like Bitcoin today is 4 billion a day transaction.
Yeah.
Eventually it will be 2 trillion a day. There's so many transactions that all that hash power mining will have to keep track of all these transactions, thousands per second. Bitcoin will be the denominator of money on Earth. Like right now, it's kind of US dollars the denominator, but the Bitcoin will actually be the denominator. That's why once all the coins are done, it's thousands and thousands of transactions.
It's laid down the tracks for all those transactions. That's why.
So
So
that makes sense. Like
yes,
all
the
transactions.
transactions that are
the
going
small
on.
transaction between the large volume will compensate.
Well, the volumes, like you said,
Yeah.
just keep exponentially increasing.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? So
That's
all the
right.
mining machines that are out there today will keep transacting what the network is today and growing. There's still people signing on to Bitcoin mining every single day.
It's only
Every
4
single day.
billion a day traded.
Also, Bitmain and some of the other ASIC manufacturers don't release how fast their ASICs are until about 6 months to a year after they're done.
Yeah.
Okay, can you
Yeah.
that back? Okay, I just want to share with you guys.
Do you want to do the video first?
I'm just going to lead up to this video. This is one that's published on YouTube. This is a guy that we've been following, a couple of us in the club here. He was a former hedge fund manager that found his way here from Asia when he was 16. He got a job like with Lehman, cleaning toilets or something when he was 18, and then he became one of their partners. Huge success. Now he's talking here with, everybody's familiar with Glenn Beck. Pretty good reputation. Glenn Beck? No,
Maybe.
not such a good reputation. Anyway, Glenn Beck came to him and said, you know what, I've been talked out of buying this stuff by all these experts. Can you tell me like why it is and how it is? So they're leading up into this thing that I mentioned, how the CBOE ETF, and that's where we're picking up this video, him explaining what will happen when that ETF launches, perhaps as early as August 16th.
When is this video from?
Tuesday.
Brand new.
So you set up a fund. Institutions invest in that fund, and then that fund invests in other funds that invest in crypto, and that way the institution has no direct exposure to the cryptocurrency. They're not holding the cryptocurrency. They don't have to worry if they're violating state rules. All they have is ownership of a fund, which owns shares in other funds.
Give me an idea of the scope. Let's say BlackRock. If BlackRock, just themselves, just them, they invest 5%.
That's bigger than the entire market cap right now of the entire space. I mean, they have $6 trillion, right? So it's over $300
So if everybody,
billion.
if these people just took 0.5%,
Yeah,
and invested,
we're going to have a multi-trillion-dollar market cap.
okay. So then let's go to Last Chance.
Yeah.
Don't.
Does everyone know what he just said there about BlackRock? That's one of the largest, it's in the trillions of dollars of investments in America there. If they put 0.5% of their investment fund pool they have into crypto, it's going to just skyrocket crypto through the moon kind of thing. Just half of 1%, and there's one organization running that. And what he's describing, they had a deep conversation about institutionalized investing, right? So all these large U.S. institutionals want to get involved. So this is what he's talking. And prior to his conversation, he was talking about how they have these they're kind of like a fake fund because it's like a fund of a fund of a fund, and they think they're buying Bitcoin, but they're really not. And what he's getting to is now we're getting to the raw Bitcoin, and we're getting to the raw value where these institutions can now buy in at that level, and it's going to be bananas. And BlackRock is going to lead the way with probably the first one of all of these big boys.
Make this prediction because I'm going to hold you responsible.
As you should.
As you should. In January 1, you say Bitcoin, which is at how much today?
About $7,500.
7,500 will be
$40,000. we will see $40,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. Do you want me to explain why?
Yeah, I was going to say, because of this,
That's part of it. Yeah, and there's a bigger reason. Since 2014, people have been trying to get an exchange-traded fund, an ETF, approved by the SEC. Right? So an ETF is basically like a mutual fund. It goes out, it buys stocks. It's a way to own a basket of stocks just with one stock. So people have been trying to do that for Bitcoin, because buying Bitcoin is kind of a pain in the neck. It's a hassle.
That buying Bitcoin, because of Mark Andreessen, is not as hard.
Right.
Some of the other ones,
Yeah.
you just like, I don't know how to buy this.
They're difficult to buy.
Right.
So what an ETF would do is it would make it as easy to buy and hold Bitcoin as going into your Fidelity account, hitting the buy button, and buying any normal stock. Right? So that would automatically open Bitcoin up to trillions of dollars of new investment. Now, since 2014, when people have been trying to do these ETFs, I've said it's never going to happen. Right? There's no way the SEC is going to approve this. You have the Winklevoss twins, the guy that made a lot of money in Facebook, that ran Facebook guy did a great job. They've been trying to do it since 2014. I said there's no way the SEC is going to trust. In their eyes, I don't call them kids, but in their eyes, a couple of kids with a Bitcoin ETF. There's just no way. And so it didn't get approved.
Wait, why?
Because one, they don't understand it. Two, they don't trust the Winklevoss guys. They don't know them. They're not Wall Street guys.
Okay.
And they don't think that they have the ability to protect the assets and protect the end users. Right.
So they want to make sure that this doesn't become a giant disaster.
Because they lose their jobs. Right. Everybody in the SEC will lose their job.
Right. Everybody in the country would lose their money.
But they're not thinking that way. No, they're thinking about their job.
Okay.
So then you had two more established players, VanEck and SolidX, come and try and do an ETF. And I said, okay, this is more interesting. Maybe they have a shot. And then just recently, and this is why it's got me so excited about Bitcoin and why I have no problem with this $40,000 price target, is that the CBOE, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, one of the most trusted, most important financial institutions in the United States. It's up there with SWIFT, it's up there with the NYSE, it's up there with the NASDAQ. There have been more derivatives trading there than anywhere else. They're the largest options trading clearinghouse in the world. They came in and they said, we will provide insurance for this ETF. And that is huge. So if it gets hacked, if there's fraud, if somebody loses the key, anything happens that could potentially impact the value of the cryptocurrency held, or the security of the cryptocurrency held there, they have insurance to cover it.
So now it's the big boys at the table. That's the adults.
It's the adults. They're not going to let the kids.
Yeah, I don't mean it that way.
Yeah, but this is the way they
that's
view
the way
it.
they're.
I have the highest respect for the Winklevoss twins. But this is the way that they view it. The CBOE and the SEC, they speak the same language.
Yes.
They're all the same people, right? They all know each other. They all go to the same places. Right. So the fact now that the CBO has put their stamp of approval on this, and I've never said this, unequivocally means that this ETF is going to get approved. Unequivocally. The earliest it can happen is August 16th. The latest it can happen is Q1 2019. Okay, so within this time frame, and I think we're going to get closer. I don't think it's going to happen August 16th. I think it'll happen closer to the end of this year. But I think as people start realizing that this is actually going to happen, they're going to reprice Bitcoin.
Will that change the stability of it, or will it still be very volatile?
It will still be wildly volatile. It's going to continue to be volatile until it's a multi-trillion-dollar asset.
Okay. Give everybody something for free here. 3 predictions, or 3, I hate to use predictions, 3 things that you have analyzed that you say, these 3 cryptocurrencies you should invest in.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't give personalized investment advice. What I can do is tell you 3 ideas that I absolutely love. I can tell you a little bit about them, and I can tell you what I believe they will do in price. How about that? Yeah, that sound good?
Good.
Okay. All right, well, the first is no surprise, is Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will 5x from here. I think it'll go to at least $40,000, potentially $65,000 once we actually get the ETF launched. But there's more going on with Bitcoin than the ETF that I haven't told you about that I want to get into right now very quickly here. So the narrative behind Bitcoin is what? It's slow, yeah, and it's expensive. Yes. Right? It's like the Stone Age of blockchain. Yes. So there are two things happening that are going to change that. One is called the Lightning Network, which is a protocol that will allow thousands of transactions per second to take place.
So if I go to a store, I go someplace, I now have to wait 10 minutes.
Right.
But I won't have to wait the 10 minutes?
No, with the Lightning Network. No, and more importantly, it's taken the cost down to do a transaction from several dollars to a millionth of a penny. So it's free.
Wow.
Essentially it's free. It's essentially free. Now, what happens is, and I saw this in the 90s, is that people look at a technology and they say, like the internet, and they say, well, you can't even download a picture. It takes 10 minutes to download a picture. How are you going to stream movies on that? You guys are crazy. You've got your head in the clouds. And technology is an iterative process. It continues to improve. And so what's happened with Bitcoin is that people have this old view of what it was rather than focusing on what it's going to be.
Can I give an example of this?
Yes.
When I left Fox, they laughed at me. They said, come on, you're not doing that internet thing. And I said, yes. They're like, that's crazy. Nobody watches TV on the internet. This is before, Netflix and HBO and me. We were the only ones that were doing this. And it was crazy. And when we first started talking to people, we said, I know there's a problem with buffering, etc. But soon, everybody's going to be watching TV on that. Right? When's the last time you watched, NBC, CBS? Nobody watches it anymore. It's over. Okay, it's still out there, but it's now over. That's been 8 years. This right now is the same thing. People don't see over the horizon because we're so used. It's so big. Who's going to destroy the networks? Right. Well, the internet. Right. It happened. So it's the same kind of thing.
It is the same kind of thing. It's difficult for people to visualize a world different from the one that they are currently in. It's the same thing with smartphones. People couldn't understand how smartphones could be as transformative as they were. So the last piece on Bitcoin I want to talk about is something called RSK. This is really important that no one is talking about, and this is kind of like the inside scoop here. RSK will allow developers to create what are called smart contracts. So a smart contract is a piece of code that can execute and actually do something, right? So it says, if Glenn does this, then Glenn will receive that, right? So it's an actual programming language that you can use and build real applications on. When you match that with the Lightning Network, so your transactions are virtually free and they're incredibly fast, what do you have? You have a whole new internet that you can build on, right? You have a whole new development platform that you can build on and have the...
This is some really key stuff right there. We have a whole new platform that you can build on. Blockchain smart contract building. So this is what he's doing on the Lightning Network. So keep that in mind. As our data meets the blockchain, it's going to get really, really far.
Higher security of the Bitcoin blockchain behind you.
So that's coming from Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
This is coming from RSK, which is a development team called Rootstock. So that they're developing that now, and by the end of this year, RSK and Lightning Network are going to start to propagate across the network. Yeah. So here's to think about it. It's the functional equivalent of going from a dial-up modem to broadband in a year. Wow. Right? Think about what that did to the internet, how it completely changed the internet, how much value was created when you were able to do that. So that's what's happening with the Bitcoin network.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's number one.
Number one.
Number two.
Okay, so number two, a lot of people are going to wonder why I'm recommending number two. And number two, the reason why I'm recommending number two is because once the first ETF launches, after that you are going to see index ETFs. So like, the S&P 500 is an index ETF. So what I think will happen is you will see ETFs launch that will give you a basket of coins. Right, okay. So that's going to be another huge. You talked about how much of a pain in the neck it is to buy other coins.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, we walk you through. We have videos how to do it, but it's
And they're all
difficult.
different, and it's,
Right.
it's crazy.
So what I think you're going to see is crypto index ETF. Now Bloomberg, with Mike Novogratz, who's this billionaire investor, has already launched their own crypto index. And so what I think you'll see is an ETF that will mimic that index. And so one of the coins there that I like a lot, it's very cheap, but I think will 4x from here, and that's just returning back to the old high, is a coin called Litecoin. Litecoin. So Litecoin's trading around 87, and I think it's going to easily go back to its old highs, which is 320, which is 4x from here. And generally, it's kind of like an old technical analysis rule. If something can break out its old high, it'll usually double again from there. But I'll be conservative and say a 4x from this level. So
Could be 8 times.
Litecoin is a coin that I think will get picked up by numerous crypto index funds, and I like it a lot.
I'm in love with that.
Yeah, I already
Hey,
have
guys.
some. Okay, terrific.
I've been looking at it like, what have I done?
So my third idea, I think, is going, in my opinion, I believe it will 10x from here. I think over the next year and change, it'll 10x. Right now it's trading at 260, so I think it's going to about $2,600. And the name of the coin is Dash, right? So DASH. I love Dash. So Dash is intended to work like physical cash, and Dash has fixed a lot of problems that have plagued other networks. So, for instance, if you talked about this, if you go into a store and try to use your Bitcoin to buy something, you got to wait 10 minutes. With Dash, they have something called instant send. So you can immediately buy something, and it gets approved by the network right away, and nobody else has that. So having that instantaneous ability to buy something makes Dash incredibly useful. And also, Dash has something very important for some people, and it has privacy built in. So if you want your purchase to be private, you can use something called private send. You pay like 15 cents to use it. And if you use private send, then it's hidden on the blockchain.
So that's what the Russians should have used.
They probably should have used the private version. Yeah. I mean, they're
up to 15 cents.
Yeah, 15 cents. Yeah. Another thing that I like about Dash is that there's a huge problem in the United States with unbanked legal marijuana growers. Right, so there's $55 billion a year in cash.
Right, because they can't put it in the bank.
Right, so Dash is attacking that market, and you have growers that are using Dash in their point of sale equipment, and so people can convert their cash into Dash, use Dash, and because Dash saves them so much money, they can offer them discounts on their purchases and still come out ahead.
So with your strategy,
Yes.
would you buy $100 or $200 of each of these?
Again, I would say if you're a smaller player, $200 to $400 per idea. If you're a wealthier investor, $500 to $1,000. And the sanity check you need to do is, what is 5 to 10% of your liquid net worth? Write that number down, right? And that should be your entire allocation to cryptocurrency. So maybe it might be a bigger number than most people. So that's fair enough. You can use a larger
Just ask
number.
a question.
Yeah.
Let's say this thing starts. If I start to see Bitcoin going to 20,000, 21,000, my instinct would be, oh my gosh, he's right. I'm going to put a whole buttload of money into that.
That's the wrong idea. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it. This game plan is about staying power. We are on the verge of a massive explosion of value in this whole market. But if you get blown out because you were done with your money and you put 30, 40 grand into an idea that just collapsed, you're going to miss it all. And the regret that I experienced in the 90s and in the double O's, no one should have that kind of regret. $20 million. $20 million. Right? $49 million. It should have been my clients and wasn't. Right? So I put together this strategy and this methodology so you can survive this volatility.
I have
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Interesting, hey?
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some institutions are coming.
I like it.
So
This is an app for project management tool called Monday.
So, Jason, did you study Kinesis Coin for homework?
Not enough.
What?
I spent about 3 hours on it.
Oh, okay. That's good, though. That's
okay,
awesome.
questions. Questions.
Here we go.
Just throw up the 2 minutes.
So what? Is it on there right? Kinesis, K-N-E-I-S-I-S. Not right. K-N-I.
K-I-N.
There it is. It's a hard word. Kinesis. K-I-N-E-S-I-S. Here we go. This one?
Here's a little introduction to that. We're going back on the gold standard on March 1st. And it's because they're going to be crypto.
I want to explain this a little more.
1 gram of gold linked to a token on the blockchain.
So we're back and we're talking about Kinesis.money.
This is one of the-
K-N-E-S-I-S.money. And Kinesis is a gold coin coming out in the marketplace. It is a pre-ICO right now, so pre-investment. And the token is worth $1,000 each. Okay, and Brad has a discount link for that. So if anyone in this room is interested in purchasing even one of those tokens, he'll give you a discount link for that. Okay? No. You don't have an affiliate link?
The 2008 global financial crisis spawned a new era of distrust for the world's governing financial institutions. As a means to reduce banking fraud and currency manipulation, cryptocurrencies were born. But this solution created a new problem of its own. The excessive volatility of these new cryptocurrencies was preventing their mainstream adoption. In order to fuel adoption, the world needed a new type of cryptocurrency. One stable enough to be used confidently for everyday transactions. Enter Kinesis, an innovative blockchain-based company set to revolutionize the world's current monetary system. Kinesis combines old world money with new world innovation to create a price-stable cryptocurrency. Unlike traditional cryptocurrencies, the Kinesis currencies are backed by a 1-to-1 ratio of physical gold or silver. Finally, a cryptocurrency supported by real-world assets. The Kinesis currencies convert easily into fiat currencies, making everyday global transactions a breeze, and all from the efficient swipe of your Kinesis
So
debit
on
card.
March 1st next year, we'll have these debit cards.
As a precursor to the Kinesis currency launch, a separate crypto token was created, the Kinesis Velocity Token. The KBT token was built to accelerate the adoption of the Kinesis currency by incentivizing its usage. KBT holders get a share of all transaction fees generated by the Kinesis currency. The more Kinesis currency is used in everyday life, the greater the rewards to KBT holders. Kinesis is the future of money. It's designed to minimize risk, maximize incentives, and optimize efficiency. Join the Kinesis movement today and earn your share of the rewards of tomorrow.
Okay, now just quickly go back over this. This Kinesis came up as a result of this whole 2009 fiasco of all markets disappearing and whatnot. The guys that started this have it's called the Allocated Bullion Exchange. It's the largest physical exchange of bullion in the planet, with out of U.S. jurisdictions. So if China wants to buy a ton of gold, they'll contact the ABX to buy that. So these guys already have the gold warehoused all around the world, and they've come up with this idea to put it onto the blockchain. Now the amazing thing about this is that if I take my money and I send $50 and I buy one of these gold coins on the blockchain, now I'm registered to that thing the rest of my life as long as I hold it, and I'm paid 15% a year, so there's a yield attached to this new currency. Now how can they attach a yield to it? Well, think of our old money system. Central bank makes the money, gives it to this guy, gives it to that guy, gives it to that guy, gives it to that guy, gives it to us.
It's 20% proportional share.
Here, the money is created, and we're creating it ourselves. So now this Velocity token, there's a 300,000 hard limit on this. The Velocity token is used to finance the construction of this whole system. So these guys went out into the world and they were going to create this super fast transactions around the world. Found out there was Stellar. You guys have heard about Stellar? So Stellar, not only is there forks on different products, but it's all open. So this Kinesis took Stellar and formed a proprietary fork that they own. So it's not shared, it's no longer open. So you can take Bitcoin and close it yourself. These things are all open until somebody makes it proprietary. So at any rate, these tokens are selling for, they're $1,000 US, they're at a 2.5% discount, I believe, till September 1st. And what they are projected to do is one token in the first year of this currency as it begins to be adopted, could potentially have a return of about 2,700 US. One token. So that's like
it's almost 3 times your money there.
3 times your money.
Yep. I like the lifetime reward thing. There's no other currency so far, and we'll call it an investment in a segment like this, that's offering this 20% lifetime
At any rate,
reward.
the KBT now, these tokens, one token is going to be 1/300,000 of every month the Kinesis currency, 20% of the transaction fee on every transaction, which I believe is like 45 cents or something. 20% of that goes into a pool that is split at the end of each month with KBT holders. That's where that 2,700 return comes. So I have a whole bunch of those things. I tell you right now, I'm very excited about it. The reason I got into it was the ABX. I was trying to be a silver trader when I was younger, and I followed the guys that run this ABX. And when they said, "Look, we're going to do this thing, it's coming out," those KBTs were on sale, 25% off when I loaded up on them, and I'm going to have like a share, like a 1 in 300,000 share of that 20% transaction forever will go to my heirs. We're creating a new currency system, and it's going to pay the people. Now, when this was told to institutions, because the ABX, they just deal with institutions. ABX is who got that jotted down, because this is the heart of this. These are the biggest bullion traders, right? Once they, I'm not sure.
If you need Ethereum to buy this, you can get Ethereum from me. And if you needed $1,000 worth of Ethereum to purchase a KBT1 token, I can help anyone out with that. Just saying the words out there that you know. Added benefits of this is the capital gains you'll receive from now until the launch. So pre-ITO at this stage right now, you're going to end up making some bacon between now and later.
Yeah, the
and you get
tokens are $1,000.
indefinitely.
They probably go up because they're going to have yield.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, my point was, when these guys told their institutional friends about this 300,000 startup, the institutional guys will take them all. And they said, no, we're going to put these out to the public. People are going to own these things. Last I heard, these KBT tokens were sold in over 50 different countries. When this thing launches, it's already got the Indonesian post office will be using Kinesis on March 1st. In Indonesia, they don't have banks. Post office acts as a bank. When I was in Medan, Indonesia myself back in 1990, I went to the post office to change my Canadian dollars into rupees for my month of Indonesia. So this thing is coming, and any questions at all?
I do have a question. Some time ago I heard about something similar, also needs to go on 1 gram.
Yeah, essentially, when you say backed by gold, Kinesis isn't really backed by gold. It is gold on the blockchain, immutable.
Do you know about 1 gram? Because
1 gram,
every token represents 1 gram of gold that physically exists.
on the blockchain, physically exists. Now, if you have enough grams and you decide you want your bar, you can go to one of the allocated places and take your bar out.
Oh, really?
But you're not going to get 15% a year interest anymore. Now, there's other yields.
It's not interest, 20%.
So actually,
You could take the physical gold if you wanted. But the problem with gold forever has been there's been no yield. Kinesis brings yield to gold. And not only for us, we can buy gold tokens, the gold miners. I can go out and recruit mining companies to deposit their gold in and get interest on their gold forever. So these guys have put a yield onto gold. Now, saving it is 15% approximately. When you spend this money, you get paid 5% for spending it.
It's very unique. Very
For
unique.
Jan, who spends money all over the world, when he's spending his money and buying us all golf and treating us to wonderful times, he's going to get paid back 5%.
Be nice.
That's the second form of
I never get anything. Nobody buys me a
There's
beer.
4 streams of income from this, and people might go, well, Brad, that's ridiculous. How can you do that? Just think of the old central bank system. It's so fat with this crap, fraud, manipulation.
They get it.
You know,
I like the 20% for life. I like the value that it's been tied to the physical precious metals. I like the fact that they have that yield system built into it. I like the fact that they're running on Stellar. I actually like this a lot, and I also like the fact that they're coming out with a token that's got some clout, like a $1,000 token. We don't see this every day, so all of that I don't like. That's why I asked Jason to dig a little deeper and see if we could find any holes in the Swiss cheese on this one. But you know, did you find anything? Did you find anything that sparked your interest? Now,
I still have some
debate.
questions.
Go,
But
throw some out because we like to hear what
largely speaking, I'm with you on the whole asset-backed stablecoin idea.
So we like the asset-backed stablecoin factor.
Yeah.
Now,
Very
see,
much.
we're going to be using this to pay our people, and I want to be paid in Kinesis. When he pays me,
Right.
March 1st, I want Kinesis. I don't want Canadian dollars.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
One of my questions has to do with you're saying you get rewarded for spending, but you also get rewarded for holding, and I don't see the source.
Okay, well, each transaction is 45 cents.
Yeah, the source of where is the commission coming from, right?
Okay, each transaction, everything we do, let's say, is 45 cents. 20% of that goes into the ABT pool.
Okay.
80% left. Some of it goes to managing Kinesis. A certain percentage is going to go into paying people for spending. A certain percentage is going
But
in.
the transaction costs 45 cents.
So that money all gets pooled in and split up. If you spend money, you get a part of that pool.
Is it
Saving
a little misleading to say you get 5% for spending?
Very.
You spend 45 cents and then you get 5% of 45 cents back.
No, 5%, or sorry, 5%.
Something like
I
that.
spend $100, they're going to send me 5. I get 5 tokens back for spending it. 15 for keeping it in, 5 for spending it.
Okay,
It's
let's
not a
keep
major issue.
That's
It's
true.
not a major issue. I'm
It's
curious.
confusing, man. It's very confusing.
So let's look at the
I find
breakdown.
confusing to be a red flag.
The breakdown's on the monitor. 1-to-1 allocated physical gold and silver. We get that. Stored and insured in independent third-party vaults. Very cool. Okay. Audited semi-annually. Again, very cool. Full direct legal title to the bullion that is held by the owner. Crazy. Physical redemption available in the bar. The allocated bullion exchange, the ABX, like he used to trade his silver on. Bullion sourced from there with ABX-approved refineries. Semi-annual third-party holding audits on it. Fully insured and stored in third-party vaults via ABX. There is very little in the crypto space that's insured whatsoever, to be honest. So this is, again, a leading example of something like that I'm looking at its quality, just saying, and I still don't know, but it looks like that. 1 KAU coin is 1 gram of gold, 1 KAG is 10 grams of silver. So you've got a silver and a gold coin coming, looks like, a U and a G. So that's interesting. So you're going to have a gold and a silver. And they're going to try to emulate, the physical gold and silver in the blockchain, in the digital. I think it's brilliant. Like, I love what they're doing. They're solo as it gets.
For me personally, I have a fairly good stack of physical silver, and I keep it in the vault in Singapore through a company called Gold Money, which is a whole other story. But I will be able to transfer that over into this system and get paid yield on my silver wallet.
I like the yield. And here they're saying they're utilizing the Stellar blockchain network with capabilities of 3,000 plus transactions per second, and obviously transaction confirmation too. So it's going to be quick. It's going to
And
be.
that was tested at
it's gonna
actually
light up.
5,000 transactions per second. They tested that.
You get a debit card that comes with everything, and you can do all that. It helps with exchanging to fiat currency. So for the new peeps, we call Canadian money and U.S. dollars on that this fiat word. Okay, what does fiat stand for again?
Does it stand for anything? It's let it be.
Okay, there you go. See, now we know.
Let it be. So
let it be. That's money. Let it be.
Let it be until March
So we're
1st.
calling it fiat currency, but really it's just Canadian U.S. cash, that kind of thing. So it's all these new words and the buzzwords out here, but that's the same stuff as always, right? I like this. I said earlier in workshop maybe 11, I don't know, we're on 46 today, that gold was probably the biggest competitor to crypto. I felt that gold was the only thing that could give Bitcoin kind of like a run for the money or a fight or some kind of thing in that regard. I don't know what else to call that, but you get what I mean. And I thought that gold was that thing. So when I see gold marrying the blockchain, marrying into cryptocurrency, creating this thing. This is some brilliance happening right here. So we'll see where it goes. I don't know. Do we need this? Does the world want this? We'll see. We'll all see and see how it goes. But back to history and all that. Gold has been the history. Fort Knox, all this type of thing. Asians buy tons of gold as a savings mechanism. So it's been known all over Asia as a thing to do with their families, etc. So we'll see where it goes. I think it's really exciting. And I'm going to get a couple Kinesis coins myself. Go ahead.
Can I throw a comment in there on the transaction fee as a token economics model? I think that's perfectly justifiable. I mean, people use credit cards and point of sale machines that charge 1.5%, 2%, 2.5% on the transaction. And e-commerce is the same thing. You can't use PayPal without paying 3% or 2.7%.
So it's low.
And there's a minimum thing, right? So I mean, a flat charge of 45 cents per transaction, regardless of the size of the transaction, that's appealing to people who are spending.
I think it might
more
scale.
than.
I think it's scale, but I'm not sure.
The fact that it's measured in cents, though, to me is a complication that I think we'll need to work past, because the world doesn't all use the American dollar. So to say that the transaction fee is 45 cents is a barrier they're going to need to get past. They're going to need to measure it in their own unit.
I think I just said that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Sorry if I missed it.
It's okay. It's
But
okay.
I think they should probably be straightforward on the whole. If you have a high transaction volume, if you're spending this a lot, ultimately you're going to be one of the people who's paying into pool.
Of course.
And if you're spending
Your money's
less,
going into
less
the
frequent
pool.
transactions,
It's like poker. They're going to pull some of that out of it.
And then while you're on that point, now, whatever money that I'm going to kind of exit the fiat system, and so every time I exit the fiat system, I'm buying more of these coins, and that money, as that velocity goes, I get paid. That's another part of the yields. The money that I create and leave out there, as the velocity of that money goes, I get a little snippet of that too. That's a third yield.
Good question. I saw on one of the slides it said for every token you get 1 gram of gold and a little bit of silver. That'd be equivalent to paying like $31,000.
No, one coin, 1 cow is 1 gram, and 1 kg is 10
1
grams
gram
of
of gold
silver.
is
Separate.
$50.
Oh,
1 gram of gold is 50 US.
it's separate 50 US.
And like the silver's $20.
Okay, so why are we showing you guys Kinesis? Let me take over a minute. So Kinesis, first of all, we're showing you that because we want to show you something that we feel is at least good quality, and something that's pre-ICO, and something that has the potential to make you guys some wealth. That's why we're showing you guys that, and we're going to continue to show you things like that all through our workshops on Thursday. This is the second one that Kevin and I are involved in. This one, you can come see me for my link on this, and our office at Bitcoin Works